All right, so I got a surprise for you this time. I had the chance to hook up with Michael Horn, and Michael Horn, if you don't know, wrote Disrupting Class with Clayton Christensen, and then wrote Blended, and then now he has a book called Choosing College. Michael and I started talking about innovation and what are some of the habits that you need to have in order to stay innovative and feel like you're moving forward in this world of innovation that he talks about. So I think you'll be interested in this conversation I have with Michael, because we talk about innovation and some of the habits that you need to have, the starting habits that you need to have in order to maintain that innovator mindset. So check it out.
All right, you want me to look at you? Or
Yeah. What's up?
What's up, man?
I'm here with Michael Horn today. We're at the Public Education Foundation in Nevada, and he was giving a workshop for 2 days on innovation. And just tell us a little bit about the work you've been doing with the educators.
Yeah, absolutely. So we've been talking about how do you manage innovation when you've got literally hundreds of ideas from parents and teachers and students and other administrators coming into your desk.
Yeah.
How do you prioritize them and figure out what you're going to focus on? Because if you try to do it all, you won't do it well.
Yeah. So Michael, I've been following your work since Disrupting Class, which talks about disruptive innovation, and Blended, and then now Choosing College. Can you talk about how you see those kind of connecting in your work?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think the big overriding question is that I want to help every single student build passions and fulfill potential. And so Disrupting Class started with, hey, the system itself doesn't make much sense. How do we change it to allow each individual to succeed?
Yeah.
Blended was like, how do we actually implement that?
Yeah.
And then Choosing College is asking the bigger question of, why are we making the choices we do in education, and how do we help more students understand their passions and why more deliberately?
You know, it's just the beginning of the new year, and a lot of us are going to have all these resolutions that, we're not going to hit all of them, of course. And I know you recommend just really focusing on a couple, but I'd be curious if if one of my goals this year was to be more innovative, what are a couple habits that I should be really working on that are easy for me to have some initial successes, feeling that I'm going to be more innovative this year?
Yeah, and that you're making progress, right?
Yeah.
So I'll give you one tip, which is, I think, ask why. And that is 5 whys. For every single thing you're doing, ask why you do that 5 times, because you will unearth a causality that you didn't even know existed, probably will change your practice. But the big tip, ask 5 whys for anything you do that doesn't feel quite right to you.
All right, and I also heard you mention another idea, another book that you're starting to think about. What if I asked you 5 whys?
Yeah, so for me, I would say my why is to help every single student build passion and fulfill potential, right?
Yeah.
And so then I would say, well, why is that important? Because students need to be successful not just in school, but actually in life.
Yeah.
Why is that important? Well, they actually want to get economic value so that they can live these good lives of choice, frankly. And that means not just knowing how to improve the K-12 education system. That means not just knowing how to improve college, but it also means what careers do I choose and how do I think about my lifelong learning sort of journey, if you will. And so the next book we're starting to think about is Choosing Careers.
I see. So you're really, each why takes you a little bit deeper into your understanding of how you're putting time and effort into.
Exactly.
I see.
Exactly.
Cool.
And you might say, hey, this actually isn't that important that we do this when we get to the 5 whys, because we're doing something that's totally different from what we actually want to do.
One of the things I struggle with when we try to do these types of innovative behaviors is, I put all this effort in, and I finally realized that I just wasted my time. It wasn't the destination I thought it would be. How do you think about that? Because it's a lot of times you're going to just mess it up, and you don't get to the outcome that you anticipated.
Yeah, and that's where I think small steps, not big bites.
Okay.
Right? And so that's why it's sort of 2 S's, not 2 B's, right? And you don't want to spend a lot of money. You don't want to spend a lot of time, frankly, on this. One of the reasons I like 5 whys is you can literally do it in just a couple minutes standing in the shower each morning.
Good point. All right, thanks, man.
Yeah, my pleasure.
All right.
Is that good?
Yeah. So hopefully you enjoyed that interview with Michael. And like I always say, don't compare your insides to other people's outsides. Peace.